Begin Podfix Network transmission in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Yummy and Fearless podcast with the Side Chicks, where we offer our side of the issues. Thank you so much for listening. Please follow us at Yummy Fearless on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and even Pinterest, where you'll find additional content from today's show. You can also listen to us on Apple iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, and Spotify. Please rate, like, review, subscribe, and share. And if no one else has told you today, we love you. Now let's get into the show. So in another gossip that has come out this week as well, and it's all alleged, but it's in relation to T.D. Jakes, the pastor. T.D. Jakes.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
So you want to talk about just people shaking your heroes?
Yeah, that's just
T.D. Jakes got me through some things, honey.
And a lot of people like talk about deifying. I mean, people are like, that's really close to God. Like T.D. Jakes is kind of close to God.
And to your point where it makes you question yourself in your judgment.
Yeah, I'm like, I got to reevaluate everything that I thought I ever knew about anything. Because I'm like, you could have knocked me over with a feather.
Yeah. So if, and that was one of my questions I had for you. What if it really is, okay, so let's just, a few of these. What if what they are saying about T.D. Jakes is true?
I'm not, you know what, unfortunately, and it kind of goes back to what you said earlier about imams, preachers, pastors. I just don't put it past them. I think I put them all in a similar group of people. Preachers, politicians, coaches, and lawyers. To me, they're all in the same bucket of wicked, devilish, sick, bucket of just mess. To me, they're just not trustworthy. But there are some that occasionally, in my mind, rise to the level of, you know what, I think this one's okay. And T.D. Jakes was one of them.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, dang, man, I should have not. Like, there is not a good one. Can you find me a good one? I don't think, if he's not good, then I
don't know who is.
Yeah,
I don't know how to. I just don't know.
That made me want to literally blow chunks.
if what they're saying, and I don't even feel the need to repeat it because it is gossip
and it's alleged, yes,
and it's alleged. However, I do sort of just how he sort of occasionally hung out with P. Diddy,
which I didn't even realize until this all started coming out. I didn't even realize that was a thing, but I'm like, wow, that does look a little bit.
And was his wife ever in any of those pictures or videos?
No,
his wife was never in any of the pictures or videos. So and I don't know what happened before or after the cameras went off.
Fair.
But I will say this. If T.D. Jakes has the level of discernment that he preached and claimed he had, he shouldn't have been fucking around with P. Diddy. Because P. Diddy, to me, even his public record would be something that I would personally, as a representative of God, he could come holler at me in my office. Well, he could come into the house of the Lord. But for real, no. Even in terms of like the lifestyle, the messages and the music that he supported, that he's put out.
I hear you.
I just would not personally.
I hear you, but there is a school of thought that, and it's in the Bible, that Jesus, went down to where the sinners were. He went to where he met them where they were. And that was his way of reaching them and spreading the gospel to them. So there is a school of thought that believes that you can't reach everybody by just staying in the church and letting them come to you. You have to actually go to them sometimes. I do believe, just like you said, though, the level of discernment that he, purportedly has, I would think that he would have seen something, felt something. He would have felt something. Like this dude is like he needs more than he needs a whole busload of ministers to come
Yeah,
to his
and I
place.
guess right. So I guess like and I agree with that. I agree with that. But I guess if I saw perhaps him going under that banner, then perhaps and he could have been, and maybe I just didn't see it and it wasn't recorded. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that. But
It ain't looking good right now.
but yeah, but I do know, I also know this. Another thing that just kind of struck me as odd. So Mace, the rapper that
Right.
used to be on Bad Boy, that says, has the issues with Diddy based on money and a few other things, he asks TD Jakes to sort of be a go between for them to resolve some of their issues, and he refused.
He refused?
Yeah.
Huh.
Look it up. Which I thought was
Did TD Jakes confirm that?
TD Jakes hasn't commented, to my knowledge. He hasn't commented, but that's what May says. So keep in mind, and I don't know what matters, but to me, as I know, at one point Mace was a fellow clergyman,
right?
But I don't know. So, but and again, this is just little droplets of information that we're just watching from the outside. I'm sure there's a lot more, interactions going on that we're not privy to. But it's just that when it all falls down, you look at everything and it doesn't look good. And I will say this though, one more time though, P. Diddy is such a filthy human being though. I just don't feel like this discussion is a typical discussion of like a regular person.
Right.
Because he's so motherfucking filthy, and he has always been. Even when he started out and he did that basketball game, he and Heavy D, I think it was 91 in New York City to raise money for AIDS. And they oversold the tickets, got greedy. And there was a stampede and 9 people died.
Oh my word.
Yeah, so the question is, well, how do you oversell? Who would get greedy and oversell tickets to a charity event? Because it's not a money-making event. First question, right? Right? Okay. So once, all of that shit happened and these people died, not to mention other people who were, injured badly, they do the investigation. P. Diddy behind this, right? So he young. This motherfucker rotten from the beginning. They find out that was a lie. There was no charity. All the AIDS foundations, they were like, he ain't never talked to us about no money or foundation. He lied, and he was keeping that money for himself. That's him in 1991. He's been a thief, a liar, dirty. So
bad boy.
Bad boy, dirty. So you look at what he's evolved to, with the extra power and money. This was this motherfucker's opener. And it's like, TD Jakes, you ain't seen nothing.
Yeah, that's
you ain't
fair.
Heard nothing.
Yeah,
they hear shit. They hear more stuff than we do.
Maybe that's why he went out there to
what?
To help him. Help him with this problem.
At a party.
He got to meet him where he was.
Negro.
But it's really despicable. He's a menace to society. He makes, and I hate to say this, I'm gonna say it though. He actually makes Kanye West look good.
Child, you just be like, Lord, Kanye. I mean, we don't, at least, but look at the low standards. At least Kanye won't kill people.
That is a low standard. But I mean, I thought up until now, I thought that was the worst we could get. I'm like, that is the worst that this could. And then by golly, this dude comes along and I heard, and not only you want to talk about despicable, not just raping and pillaging, but now you are forcing people to do sexual acts on video. You are then blackmailing them. You are stealing money from them. You're not get you're telling your artist, you're stealing from your artist. I've heard so many stories now that have come out like, yeah, I produced this or I wrote this and Diddy was supposed to help me do this and he never did. Never gave me never gave me a dime. I mean, on and on and on. And I just know about the artist that I loved that he was messing with. When I say messing with, I mean like he was supposed to be producing or supporting like New Edition. Like when New Edition had, and I'm like, how do you not turn New Edition shit into something just phenomenal? That means that you have to try to fuck they shit up.
I mean,
they are stars.
They are professionals.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, so they not until they got with, and I think they know something. I think everybody that has interacted with him knows something, and they just didn't want to blow his setup or whatever.
Yeah.
But he might just very well be a serial killer, allegedly. He might just be. He might just be.
Is more than likely is because and then like how all that came out, like how after Biggie passed, the way he twisted the truth of their actual relationship. They were not on good terms. Biggie was broke. He was stealing from him. He had the most to gain. Biggie was trying to leave and start his own stuff. And if you notice, Biggie's Junior Mafia, they weren't on Bad Boy.
Ah, that's
right. He took them to another record label. Think about that, okay? He was worth more to him dead. Biggie's mama and kids ain't got nowhere near the money they should have gotten for the revenue that Biggie Smalls' music has made. Just like Mace said, he knows how to market death. He has benefited more because that was gonna end for him because Biggie was trying to get the fuck up. But after he passed, I'll be missing you and dancing and best friends and one for air for the big.
You think Mary J knows anything?
She probably does.
You think Faith does?
I don't know that Faith.
I mean, Faith was married to Biggie, so.
Faith was married to Biggie, but like, I think a few things. Faith, what we have to also remember is that during that time, because Faith is a few years younger than us. So if Tupac during that time was 25, I mean, these people are really young. So Mary would have been during that time. 25. You're talking people as these things are going on, though. These things are occurring. You're talking people that are, say, the previous 3 years before that. You're talking people from 22 to 25. Right. These are really young, inexperienced people from families that live very simple lives. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. They didn't even come from families that could say have the financial literacy, business acumen to brief them or help them or even how to get them the right mentors to help them. They didn't. That's just the truth. They didn't. Right. So to say, what Mary did or didn't know, Mary was also abusing. Mary was just struggling to function, if you ask me.
She was being abused herself, so.
Right. She was struggling to function as a just person to me. I don't think that she had a firm enough grasp on her own life, emotions, and trauma that she experienced growing up and that she was experiencing in that time to even think strategically or like peak. It's one thing for us as women that have lived, and we have the benefit of, hindsight and age.
Fair enough.
But if you look at they're kids, and in addition to that, they're using substances, and then you add in fame and new love, and they don't even in this whole new music, this whole new business. And then the ego that comes with being famous. You broke as shit, but you young. Right. So I don't think it's as much that what she knew or didn't know. I would say I don't think she was capable And I think it's
She
similar
might have been
thing.
victimized as well, too.
Exactly. Like she probably was experiencing her own version of the victimization as well, because he was always manipulating,
Mhm.
And in terms of faith, during that same time, Biggie was having sex with everybody else. She was out on the West Coast fucking with Tupac. These are kids.
Right, right.
They're just kids. You know what I'm saying? So when you have somebody that conniving and sick, like a P Diddy, he's that's darkness.
That is darkness.
That's
From day
darkness
one. From day
from day
one.
one.
It's not like he just grew up to this. He kind of
He was
started out that way.
darkness. So there's no way, because even for myself, I wouldn't have known that anybody could be that. I wouldn't have known that was an option to look out for.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known nobody could be that dark. Cause even the dude that in jail for Keefy D, he said that after they confirmed Tupac had died and they went back to LA, he
Mhm.
said Puff Daddy and him, they celebrated.
Damn.
Yes. Darkness. You gotta have a dark spirit.
Damn.
Especially when you're as young as he was then, to function on
that
that
makes me
level.
sick.
You maladapted sick piece of shit. That's a whole level. So
That's
he
sociopathic.
moving. That's so right. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with him. Okay.
Get him off the
So
street.
he is not safe.
Menace to
So
society.
he's moving on in a level and in a way that other people they're not. He knows how to pick his victims. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part is Biggie and Tupac, they just didn't live long enough to do a Jay-Z and separate from a Dame Dash. Not to say Dame Dash was a crook, but to stand on your own talent and to realize that you're the source of this.
Well, Jay-Z got some problematic behavior too, so.
He does, but in terms of just business, in terms of it's one thing to start out one way, but all of them
He evolved.
You evolve, but Tupac and Biggie, the unfortunate
They
for
didn't get a
both of
chance.
them, they didn't get a chance. They both at that time knew. They both at that time were plotting. But the sad part is they both were taken out. It never got to live to, graduate from those circumstances and really be able to flourish and stand on their own and really be the businessmen that they were capable of being. And that's the tragedy and sadness of it, and also for Biggie's children and his family,
Indeed.
So,
indeed.
Yeah. So, no. So it's a reckoning. It's a reckoning going on. So, listen, I don't know what the fuck is up with TD Jakes. I hope that it isn't true. I hope that I pray to God it isn't true about Tyler Perry. And then in terms of the other person for Christian Keys, people are theorizing that it's Robert F. Smith, the other billionaire. He's the guy that in 2019 spoke in front of Morehouse graduating class and said that he was going to pay everybody's student loans. People are speculating that he's the other person that Christian Keys is referring to. I don't know. No, not confirmed yet, but that's the other speculation.
Well, he did say that he kind of talked about that. He brought that up specifically. So
he did.
How many again, deductive reasoning? How many billionaires are there? How many black billionaires? How many black billionaires are paying for whole classes? Financial or whatever. So yeah,
you don't have that many people to choose from.
I hope that it's not true. I hope that I hope that it's not. But
if it is, then let it be. Let it be, and the truth needs to come out, and people need to know and understand where you put your hope and faith in does not need to be these other motherfuckers.
Yes, these mortal human beings who put their pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else, even though they have a lot of money. And there's an old saying, and I think it might be in the Bible: "Be sure your sins will find you out. What's done in the dark
will come to light."
So your day of reckoning It seems like it is upon us.
Yeah.
It is upon us.
Yeah. So if you ain't do nothing, shit, you ain't got nothing to be scared about.
Yep.
So, hey, it is what it is, but I mean, it's a necessary thing. If that's what it is, then that's what it is. But shit, it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. Thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, review, subscribe, and share. It helps other listeners find us. And don't forget to follow us at Yummy Fearless on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and even Pinterest, where you'll find additional content from today's show and also our highly curated He Can Get It list. As always, you can listen to the Yummy and Fearless podcast with the Side Chicks on Apple iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, and Spotify. And if no one else has told you today, we love you and thank you so much for listening.
You've been listening to a podcast of the Podfix Network. Discover more audible gems like this at podfixnetwork.com. Make sure to catch up-to-the-minute network shenanigans by following @Podfix on Twitter, official_Podfix on Instagram, @Podfix Network on Facebook. And make sure to subscribe to Podfix Presents wherever you choose to find podcasts. The Podfix Network, artist owned and loved.